I went to bed early last night, guys, 11 o'clock. That's early for me. And I got up early today, 5:30. That's early for me because we were going to go help my aunt fix her HVAC, but then she called to say that it's working. But I know it's going to go out again later because we already figured what the problem was. But I'm not getting up early again tomorrow morning, Sunday morning to go do this. They should have let us come. They live far away, 70 miles one way, but they should have just let us come. So somebody asked me in the chat, and you guys let me know if you want me to highlight your comment and your question and then drop it in here. I don't do it because I don't know if people want to be seen like that, but somebody asked me to read on Savannah Guthrie's husband that she has now, Michael Feldman. He's Jewish, huh? Feldman? That's Jewish. Yeah, they said read on Michael Feldman to see if he has anything to do with Miss Nancy's disappearance. Now, I've heard before on other people's platform that this guy is the fixer. That's how they describe him. He's the fixer for Bill Clinton. So I used to watch The Blacklist with James Spader. That's my favorite actor because I love his voice. For my birthday, if he was on Cameo and my kids could pay him a cameo for him to say, "Happy birthday, Babs." Oh my God. I would melt. But he's not on Cameo, sadly. He's a big time actor. I met a kid that acted on The Blacklist. I met him through Sherry Shepherd one time at an event. And I said, "How is James Spader?" And he goes, "Scary." And I said, "He's mean? I don't want him to be mean." And then he said, "No, I didn't say mean. He's scary because he's a big name actor and he's serious about his art. He's a thespian. And I'm over there trying to learn my lines and trying to like not mess it up because I don't want him to be upset." And then he said he was nice. He was nice. So this is what we don't see coming, the Page of Pentacles. And this question, does Michael Feldman have anything to do with it? So I tell you that Blacklist story to just tell you that I know what a fixer is. You know what I mean? I know what a fixer is. I think he worked in the Clinton administration, the Clinton-Gore administration. And then he was Al Gore's chief of staff when he was running his presidential campaign. So he's a Democrat. I'm a Democrat. I don't make any, I don't hide that, right? I don't hide that. But I'm not a hypocrite. And even some people on my side of the aisle are hypocrites. I see them like Amy Klobuchar and what's the other guy name? I forget the black guy. Not Hakeem, the other one. Cory Booker. Man, they're all hypocrites. I don't like hypocrites from any side of the aisle, from independent, Republican. So, what is he fixing for Bill Clinton? And let me tell you a little Bill Clinton story before we read the cards. My mom used to love Bill Clinton, right? I don't know, like later on, after the Monica thing, how she felt or whatever, but she loved Bill Clinton. And I used to be on Periscope, another platform that's now dead and gone. And there was a Periscope train that we used to be on every Saturday where I would come on for like 3 minutes and show something real quick with cooking. And then my daughter would come on and sing because my daughter's an artist. And then we met this couple, and it was a lesbian couple. And one of the women was first cousins with Bill Clinton. And she said, "You want to meet him? He's boring. We get together for Thanksgiving all the time with the family, whatever." And I said, "Well, when you go the next time, could you tell him thank you from me? Because it's because of him why I even have my citizenship, Long story, we're not going to get into it. And she says, "Okay, I'll do that." So I told my mom. My mom said, "If you're ever going to meet Bill Clinton, please come pick me up. Don't tell your dad." Oh my God, that was so funny. Because my mom has always been so devoted and dedicated to my dad, right? So I think he's very charismatic, but he's touchy-feely. Have you ever noticed him when he's on interviews and he's talking to people, he'll touch the woman on their knee and... Don't touch me. I can like you from afar and you don't have to touch me. Anywho, Michael Feldman. My God, I'm off the chain today. I woke up too early. Did he have anything to do with this? The Sun. This is not a bad card. So something was being exposed, right? Something was being exposed. Work with me, guys. Work with me. Try to read the cards with me. That's how I started to learn, right? King of Cups, diplomatic, compassion, empathetic. I always say this is Joe Biden, but would this be Michael Feldman in this thing? Is he Yeah? Let's give this card to him. If we read on him again in the future, remember this, King of Cups. Diplomatic, right? You have to be, they said he does PR or whatever. right? That's the real job. Not the fixer thing is not the real job. Nine of Pentacles about the money, money, money. Okay, it's not telling us if he's involved in this. Nine of Cups, another good card. Fulfillment, satisfaction, gratitude, luxury. These are all good cards. Ten of Pentacles, wealth and... This man got money. Does he have money? Savannah's been married to him since 2014, I think. They have 2 kids. She was married prior. I know she divorced in 2009, but I think she got married in 2005 to somebody named Mark. What's his name? Something to do with a tree. Orchard. Mark Orchard. She did an interview and she said something about it was like horrible or whatever. And everybody ran with it and said, she said the marriage was horrible. She says, no, the divorce. The process of going through the divorce was sad for her. It was a bad time. I mean, people describe a divorce like a death. Page of Pentacles, young energy. Okay. So in the kind of work that Michael Feldman does, this could actually read that something was going to come out and Michael went ahead, spent some money to clean it up. If you want to read it that way. So I'm going to say that if, a big if, because you know what? Tarot, Lenormand, and Oracle cards are for entertainment purposes only. If he was involved, I didn't get any dark cards. If he was involved, he came in after the fact to clean up the mess. And that's only if, a big if, the family is involved. And you know I go back and forth with that. Because I don't want it to be the family. Because honestly, this is a family that if I met them outside of this mess, I would have probably liked them because we have the same ideas, political-wise and faith-wise and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So, maybe? Maybe? You see how you can like misconstrue the cards and stuff, right? To let it say what you want it to say. I was sneaking out the side garage door because she was in the room. The puppy was in the room with my daughter. So I was sneaking out the side garage door so I could come out here without this barking this morning. But she's a Blue Heeler Lab mix, so they bark at everything and anything. She's barking at the front gate for what? I don't know. Maybe a car is parked in front of my house. She don't like that. But she heard me. She heard me when I picked up the tripod. She knows the sound of the tripod. She heard me. The tripod has a little rickety sound to it. And she was tearing down my daughter's door to get outside. So the next question is about Mark then. Mark Orchard. Some people were throwing that out there in the beginning that maybe he had something to do with it because he was upset because Savannah said he was horrible. She didn't say he was horrible. I heard somebody on JLR. You know, JLR is not with the ish right now with this brother thing. The Leonardo Cioni. People are calling in saying Patriots Pride put this out there and they said it was this guy, and Patriot Pride never said it was him. They said it could be, maybe not, maybe he's not even related, maybe just have the same last name, maybe just have the same look, you know. Like, some people could favor some people. Like, I know I favor Sandra Bullock. You might laugh and say, girl, you're fooling yourself. I'll drop the picture in here and show you. I don't really think I favor her. But there's something she has that I have that looks similar. I don't know if it's up here in our lip. I don't know if it's the way we comb our hair. I don't know if it's our cheekbones. We got something that look like each other. I'm telling you. But I'm not related to her. You know what I mean? My sister looks like Alyssa Milano when they were both younger. Now I don't think they look so much alike. So, anyways, Patriot Pride never said that man did it. And that lady called in on JLR was like, he did it. Patriot Pride said this. And Patriot Pride said he was in the States in April. Patriot Pride never said that. They better stop putting words in Adam's mouth. So I don't want nobody to put words in my mouth. So I make it very clear all the time, okay? I don't know that these people had anything to do with anything, but we're going to ask about Mark. We're going to do Lenormand. This is just a different system than tarot. We're going to flip the cards and look for the man. Oh, let's cut it. Let's cut the deck. Cut the deck. In Belize, when you read cards, they say cut kiad. And they say you're the Obia lady if you cut the cards. Obia means like related to voodoo. Not voodoo, but related to voodoo. I don't do any kind of dark magic, okay? I don't even do magic. If I did magic, I'd be rich. Just saying. The first thing that I would do, what would you do if you could have a superpower? I found the man already, okay? What would you do if you could have a superpower? What superpower would you want to have? My son says he would want to have the power to stop time, because then he could stop somebody's death. He could stop time and rob a bank and just walk right back out and make it start again. The son came for Mark too. The son came for Michael with Lenormand, and the son came. So something was trying to come out, child. Then the anchor can keep you safe or keep you stuck. I think maybe this guy is kind of stuck with them blaming him for stuff. And then here's Mark. And then the scythe. This is about something swift action, cutting, surgery. That's what that goes. I'm looking for the book. Let's double check the scythe. This scythe is about removal, harvest, surgery, quick endings. That already happened to the poor guy. They're divorced. And then the house. The house is about family, right? Maybe he like misses his time with Savannah. I don't know. But I don't think he came back and messed with his mother-in-law. No, I don't get that vibe from this read. I think Mark is clear. What do you guys think? I always want your opinion. I look forward to your opinion. You guys, we're heading towards 500 subscribers really soon. I went to bed last night and I had 245. I woke up this morning and I have 272. So that's more than halfway there. And then for the views, I didn't check the views because I have to log into that account to check the views. I just kind of checked it from my other page. And I want to see, I know last night I had 1,100 watched hours. I need 3,000. These conchas, you know, in Belize, houseflies are called conchas. These conchas are around. I didn't say the name of my channel yet, but I'm not really hiding it. But I want you guys to like Google the name of this channel, Tarot with Barbara, and see if it comes up with my cooking page. See if it'll match, because Google is crawling and trying to find all the information on me right now because I signed up for that program. Again, if you guys find my cooking page, you can say hello over there and you can say, I'm from your secret channel, but don't say the name of this page. I really don't want the people from the cooking page over here because they're going to mess up the algorithm. They watch me for food. They don't necessarily watch me. Some of them might not want to see me do tarot. And they'll just subscribe to be, you know, decent to give me the subscription, and then they won't watch, and then it'll really mess up the algorithm for me over here. So that's why I'm trying to build it in secret. I've done this with several channels, kind of build it in secret and then get it monetized, you know. So some of the people from the cooking page are over here. They found it, or I've told them about it, but they're faithful and they watch the videos to the end. You know, they're here to support me. So anyways, I'll share this. Let's put it this way. I'll share the name of my cooking page when I get totally monetized. 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watched hours. In the meantime, it's easy to find. So anyways, what's the Gush or the Encore question that I want to ask? You know, I wanted to find out if Cameron is still married. Well, I think he's still married on paper, but is he still with his wife? Because I don't know why I got the vibe that they were separated. Nobody ever said that. Nobody said that. Please don't go say Barbara said they're separated. But he supposedly was in Tucson when the mom had her birthday, January 27th. That's a good number. My daughter was born December 27th. And they said he never went back, that he was staying at a condominium that he owns in Tucson. I don't think that was ever proven that he even owned a condo or staying at one. And then some people said he was staying in a casita. And that's why the casita was messed up and, you know, not clean, like the house was immaculate. And then some people are saying that the house was immaculate because Miss Nancy never lived there, that she hasn't lived there for a while. Oh my God. That sparked another question. Was Miss Nancy living at the house? How do we find out? Do we want to pull Lenormand and pull the house? I don't know how we'd find out the answer to that question. Let's pull Lenormand. We're not in the Gush yet. And just ask if Miss Nancy was living at the house when she went missing. Some people say the house was immaculate. Not some people say. It came out in the news that the house was immaculate. That no sign of any kind of fight, I mean, if they're kidnapped, I mean, even if you're 84 and you can't hardly move and you're hearing impaired, somebody, your instinct is to fight, right? So it's like, you didn't knock over a lamp? Nothing? Was she even there? Because I think she was there because of the blood on the ground. Although I've showed you in one of my other videos that they could take that injector thing for the turkey and the meat that you inject the spice with, or, you know, the liquid spice, and they can, it'll splat. You know what's the difference between spatter and splatter? Splatter has water and liquid in it. Spatter is dry. Some of that stuff was dry, right? Did she even live at the house, guys? Some people said it was Cameron staying in a casita, but if Miss Nancy's not living in a big house, why would Cameron stay in a casita? right? So I'm thinking Miss Nancy lived in the house. But let's pull the house and ask. I don't even know how we're going to find out the answer to this. And then we're going to ask the question about Cameron. Is he still with his wife? Are they still living together? Like in a real marriage, not just married on paper. Okay. Okay. All right. So this is the garden. This is about a public display, a public event, right? And then the key follows it. The key opens something. The key opens the house. Right? The house is in the middle. And then the woman has to be Miss Nancy. Right? And then the clouds. Was she getting confused? Not dementia, but just maybe getting confused. Because sometimes you could be confused and not have dementia. Your sugar's low, stuff like that. What does it mean, Basil? The key and the woman can be mirrored. And then these two can go together, the public event and the key. What in the heck? What in the heck? This is a new one. Man. And the clouds, this is about confusion. What do you guys think? I don't know what to think. Let's pull tarot. And we're going to ask about the house. Right? About the house. I turned that one up. I hope I showed you the underside of the other one. I think I did. I've been trying to stay focused. Okay. To clarify the house, this is about giving and receiving help. The Six of Pentacles, generosity, support. I feel like Miss Nancy was very generous. Not just to her own family, but to strangers. Right? The Knight of Swords, ambitious, assertive, driven to succeed. That's not necessarily Cameron, because I think we gave him one of the kings. We gave him one of the smart kings. The authoritative king. Who's the Knight of Swords? The Ten of Cups is about happy family. This family was happy. I don't know if towards right before Miss Nancy went missing, but they were a happy family at some point. They lost the lady lost her husband when he was in his 40s. It's a long time, right, to be without your spouse, but she raised those three kids. I think they all turned out decent, right? This was a happy home at one point. Wow. Let's pull some more cards on the woman, because we're asking about Miss Nancy, right? Let's pull some more cards on the woman. Was she living at the house before she went missing? Some people have brought up the Eight of... I know a lot of you are new, but I've been reading on Miss Nancy for 160 something days, and I gave her the Empress and the Eight of Swords as her card because it keeps coming up, because this card means trapped, self-imposed restrictions, and it is about a kidnapping, so she's trapped. But every time this card came, I'm like, what does it mean? What does it mean? My daughter was going to work one day and she went by the dinner table and she goes, it means Miss Nancy played a part in her own kidnapping mom. Either she was in on it from the beginning, or she found out that her kids didn't know, she has to protect them, so she has to stay hidden. That's my daughter's point of view. We don't know that to be true, but I pulled the woman behind the house and I'm asking if Miss Nancy was living in that house. And then look, as a clarifier, she came up to say, I'm here. She could be talking to me from beyond, although I hope not. I think she's alive. Eight of Pentacles, skill building, dedication. She was a hard worker. I mean, she pulled it together without a man after her husband died and raised them kids and put them through college and everything. The Nine of Swords. If she's alive, she's stressed out. Oh, she's stressed out, guys. I have to think. I'm going to have to read about this again in the future. I'm going to write this down as a question that I want to read again. Was Miss Nancy living in the house the time she went missing? Because then that would mean she wasn't even in that Uber. Is that why we've never heard from the Uber driver? Remember, we read on that before and it came up that the Uber driver was being threatened. If she does exist, because they said it was a woman. If she does exist, she's being threatened. By whom? Michael? Jada has a friend named Michael. We call him Pico. Just to mess around. All right, so what was I going to read on for the Gush? If Cameron is still with his wife. I'm going to pull tarot for that. I should really pull the Norman and look for the man. But let's pull tarot. I got to go by the vibe, the feeling, the Holy Ghost. Because I don't talk to unknown spirits. I just don't. If I'm going to talk to the dead, I'm going to talk to my ma, my Uncle Les, my Uncle Brother. I'm not going to talk to no damn random ghost that I don't know from the 8th century. The hell? Near. Alright, is Cameron still with his esposa? Hope you guys are enjoying the read. I love your comments because you open more questions for me. Remember, we're going to do a live when I hit 500 subscribers and 3,000 watchtowers, and I can turn on the lowest level of monetization. We're going to do a live then, and I hope we can do one where we can do call-ins. Even if I go live on my husband's iPad and then use my phone for you to call my Google number, and I can put you on speaker and you can give me your opinion about the case. Would you guys like that? Please comment below and let me know if you'd like that, because I like watching those type of shows. Maybe you don't want that. Just let me know. And then when I hit the full monetization, 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watchtowers, I will reveal my other pages. Because then I can go and I want to get monetized, so I can like go show off at my other page and go, I got monetized over there. So this is what we don't see coming. Let's turn it up. The Six of Swords. Departure. Moving to calmer waters. This leads me to believe no. They might be married on paper, but they might be separated. The Lovers. There's the two of them. Husband and wife. Okay. Let's see what comes. Strength. You see that little bird trying to come for me? The hell? Courage, patience, inner power. We're going to go into the extended view of all these cards. Page of Pentacles, patience, waiting, contemplating. They're contemplating if they're going to divorce or not. But it ends with a happy family. They might not divorce. They might not be... Oh, the Queen of Pentacles. Is that the wife? Is that the wife? I don't know her name. And I'm not going to put no pictures up of them people because, man, JLR is like, I'm not putting that brother's picture up. Everybody wants him to put the picture up that Patriot Pride put up. But JLR is... I think JLR doesn't want to get sued. You know, I don't blame him. So the Six of Swords, it is about release baggage, transition, move into calmer waters. Okay. Then the Lovers, that's a major arcana. The Lovers is number 6. And it's about harmony, partnerships, sexuality, cooperation, success, relationships, union, passion. That's the husband and wife. Then another major arcana, which is the strength. And it says, you have conquered difficulties, courage, subtle power, influence, inner strength, persuasion. He's trying to persuade her to not leave him. She probably knows. If they did it, she knows. Ooh, if they divorce, he's going to be in trouble. The Page of Pentacles, which is a court card. It is about manifestation, reflection, financial opportunity, ambition, desire, news, information. Financial opportunity. And then the Ten of Cups. Let's read what that stands for. 10. Where did I go back? Ten of Cups is fulfillment, divine love, happy families, blissful. I don't think they're divorced on paper. Let me see the Queen of Pentacles. But I think they've been separated. I think if they did it, she knows. And so now he can't divorce her. Queen of Pentacles is about nurturing, practical, supportive, reliable, maternal instinct, providing financially. She seems like she's a good wife. So the answer to that question, they are not divorced, but they're trying to get back together. That's what I feel. Don't know it to be fact because why? Tarot, Oracle, and Lenormand are for entertainment purposes only. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Thanks to everybody who have subscribed. Welcome to the channel. Alright guys, let me go in out of this heat. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one.